Alright, today we're going to talk about a few skills and drills we can be doing while we're locked down. Maybe you're in your backyard, maybe you have access to a park that you can self-isolate in. But whatever it is, we're going to try to do a few skills and drills we can be doing right now while we're trying to stay safe and healthy. So let's get to it. In this drill, we'll be working on slow, tight turns. The goal of this is to be able to make tight turns without lifting your wheels off the ground. This will help emphasize the importance of good line choice, while also developing a slow speed balance and spatial awareness. The main trick to this drill is to enter the turn as wide as possible. You'll notice that you'll have to let your front wheel travel well past the apex of the turn before initiating the turn to allow your back wheel to clear. You will likely find that you are better at turning at one direction than you are the other, so be sure to practice turning in both directions. Once you get comfortable with this, you can make it more challenging by making the turns tighter or extending the turns. In this next drill, we'll look at a technique that will allow you to reposition yourself on the trail. It can also be used to back up slightly so you can generate additional speed to overcome a technical feature. Here, we're using a stump and a few sticks to create a makeshift parking space. It's just big enough to accommodate your front wheel. The goal with this drill is to park your front wheel in this spot, allowing it to come in contact with the stump, and then back up out of the spot without crossing the lines. To initiate the backwards roll, when your front wheel is touching the stump, push off your handlebars and shift your weight backwards. This is what initiates the backwards roll. When traveling backwards, you will also need to backpedal slightly. Once you've backed up out of the spot, use your drivetrain to bring you to a stop and then change directions. You can make this drill more or less challenging by increasing or shortening the length of the parking spot. I'd also recommend practicing this drill with flat pedals because maintaining balance can be quite challenging.
I'm lucky I didn't hit my head on that. Man down.
This next drill is all about turning around in a confined space. The goal is to exit on the same side of the confined space as we enter. The most effective way to turn around is to hop while adding a slight rotation. Focus on getting both wheels off the ground at the same time, and only once your wheels are in the air, add a slight twist and then repeat this motion as many times as needed to turn around. The better you get this, the less hops you'll need to fully turn around. Another thing you can try is to use an endo pivot combined with a wheelie to turn around. Just like with all the other drills, be sure to practice this one in both directions. And if you still find this drill too easy, try doing more than a full rotation before exiting the confined space. This next drill will really put your balancing skills to the test while helping you become a more dynamic rider. Here, we place a stick about a foot's length away from the wall. Without leaning my bike over, my bars would make contact with the wall. But by leaning the bike over, I can get just enough clearance that my bars will make it through just fine. The key to this drill is all about counterbalance. If I'm leaning my bike over to the right, I need to shift my weight over to the opposite side to prevent myself from falling over. I do this by dropping my foot closest to the wall and shifting my hips to that side. Most of my weight is going through my drop pedal. This allows me to lean the bike over without losing balance. If you find this tricky, it may be worth practicing this without a wall to get the feel for leaning the bike over. You can also try mounting the bike while stationary next to the wall. Once you've gotten the hang of this in one direction, be sure to try it in the other. And if you're looking for a good challenge, try making the squeeze even tighter. This next drill takes everything we've learned so far and puts it all together. It's actually less of a drill and more of a challenge. Come up with a makeshift trials course using what is at your disposal. Okay, so we start off, we go through there, over to the nets. I want you to add the next challenge to our trials course.
We have to go through here. I have to kind of do like a Goal number 1, don't get stuck in soccer net.
Alright, that one was too easy. So we got our second part of the course. Now we need to come up with a few more. Around the brush pile, and then tight turn. Yep. Alright, we might have made that too easy. Okay, you know what? We'll restrict how you have to come really close to this.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. All right. So what's the next feature? We can do something with these trees over here.
We have to turn right here.
Whoa! That's actually
There we go.
We have one more kind of wiggle by this soccer net. Yes!
First try. Oh man.
So obviously that was kind of janky. We kind of made up on the fly, and it ended up being pretty fun. You can make it more challenging, less challenging, depending on your skill level. As you notice, this one wasn't that complicated. It wasn't like Chris Egg Creek style trial. Our wheels stayed on the ground. So, you know, it just required a lot of balance and a lot of finesse. So whatever you do, have fun with it. I hope these challenges in this video help you stay entertained throughout this pandemic, and you know, remember not to challenge yourself too much, because we want to stay safe. We don't want to be another body in the hospital, because we don't want to put extra stress on the healthcare system right now. But as always, my name is Phil Metz. Thanks for playing bikes with me today, and I'll see you guys.